If you want to be able to take a random sample of a range of data, you can use the sampling feature, but know that it only works on cells that contain numbers and not text. For example, I want to send 2 employees and their families to Hawaii, and to be fair, I want to do a random sample. And by default, the random sample is not installed in Excel, it's an add-in. So to add it in, come up here and click on the File tab, go down to Options, select Add-ins, and then make sure it says Excel Add-ins, then go ahead and click Go, and check the Analysis Tool Pack. OK. And then come up here, click on the Data tab, and there it is in the Analysis group, Data Analysis. Click on it, and then scroll to and find Sampling, and then click Okie dokie. Now what's the input range that we want to take a sampling from? Well, you can go ahead and click on the Classable Dialog Box button, and then select the range, the employee ID, hit enter to pop it back open, and you can include the labels, and if I check that, it'll include the ID label here, and I don't want to do that. Then the sampling method, we want to keep it random, and then how many samples do we want? We want a total of 2. Now you need to know that the sampling range, for my purposes here, is going to be faulty or could be faulty, because when it goes through the first sample, because it's going to take 2, it goes down and it finds one. It says, okay, 441 will be the first random sample. And then when it goes through a second time, it doesn't remember what it chose the first time, and so it could select it again, 441, in which case I'd have to go ahead and run it again. In any case, let's go ahead and hope for the best with the first sampling. And then down below, the output range, select that if you want to go ahead and choose a range somewhere within the same worksheet, or if you want it on a new worksheet, go ahead and give it a name. Vacation winners, or you could do a new workbook. We'll keep it new worksheet and click Okie dokie. Hey, there we go, it's right there, and down below, the name of the worksheet, Vacation Winners. Now we lucked out, it didn't pick the same employee ID twice, so we got a random samples, but the problem I'd run into is that, who's the employee? I'd have to go back to sheet 1 and say, okay, 101 is, Marge, great. What you can do is you can use the vertical lookup function to be able to pull that information over by clicking in the adjacent cell. And by the way, if you don't know anything about the VLOOKUP function, you can watch my training video on it, and assuming that you've seen it, let's go ahead and race through it really fast. Equals V, there it is, VL, VLOOKUP. Hit the tab key to pop open the function. What value do you want to look up? Well, it's going to be the employee ID here, comma, to go to the next argument in the syntax, and then it wants to look in, well, where's the data range or table? Let's go back to sheet 1, and it's going to include the ID, so it can look up and compare and bring back, what, the first name or the last name. Well, let's just do the last name, and then go ahead and do comma, and you can see here, we go to the next argument, and then of the data range, which column do you want to bring back the results from? Well, for the 2 columns that we selected, that's column 1, that's column 2, so we want to bring back the results, the last name from column 2. So let's go ahead and type in 2, and then hit enter, and there we go. Simpson, oh that's nice. Now if I came up here and I hovered over the bottom right hand corner to get the autofill and clicked and dragged down, it's a copy and paste, and it may work. But if it doesn't work, I want you to notice the difference between the two, as we talked about in a few training videos. That if you look at the vertical lookup function here, it's looking in the range of A4 through B10, and then down below it's looking A5 through B11. It just so happens that the employee is within the range, but it's shifting down because when we copy and paste down 1 row by using the autofill handle, it's going to update because it's relative, and also move the search range or the range of data down 1 row. So as I go back here, instead of going in row 4, it now updated to row 5 down to row 11. So to keep it within the same range, 4 to 10, we got to go back, and we need to go back to the original formula here, or the first one in our column for Simpson, and we need to tell it to stay in the rows 4 and 10, and not to update when we copy and paste and go down, to go to 5 and 11, and then if we had another to 6 and 12 and so on. So we need to add our absolute values for 4 and click and add it for 10, which are the dollar signs, and if you don't know anything about those, then you can watch my training videos on absolute values and mixed values, and then go ahead and hit enter, and then we can go ahead and select it. Bottom right hand corner, autofill, click and drag down, then we can select it to update it to make sure it's still, hey, row 4 through 10 and not 5 through 10. Sweet. And then of course, to go ahead and remove the data analysis here, just go back the way we came to add it and uncheck the box, as opposed to checking it to bring it here in the first place. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel to get notified of the latest videos. And for great specials on my products, please see the description below this video.